Hey guys, this is Junior from Live Clean, and we are checking in. This is take number 2 with friend and ultramarathoner Mike Condon. Mike, welcome back.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. So we're checking in with Mike in our last installment, or video 1, which was 2 weeks ago now. We went over a handful of supplements that we have now recommended to Mike that he uses in his training for his upcoming ultra marathon, which is, in this case, 50 miles long.
Correct.
In one go, 50 miles on September 9th. So we still have a few months to get there in terms of training. So Mike is now ramping up his training, getting in far too many miles every month. But he has since, for the past 2 weeks, been on this supplement regimen. So I guess first things first, Mike, how do you feel overall?
I feel good, especially at my age as we start to ramp up the miles. It's been a process a little bit getting back into the daily running, but I feel good. I feel strong and continuing to build every day.
So before we get into specific supplements here and how you're taking them and how they're feeling your performance for better or worse, the last one you ran was what, 6 years ago?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Yep.
So 6 years ago, Mike ran his first ultra marathon. That was also 50 miles.
That was correct. Yeah.
Also 50 miles. And how would you say at this point in your training, I know we're only a couple weeks in, but at this point in your training, how do you feel now compared to Mike 6 years ago?
Better from a recovery standpoint, which I think is big. That is always the most important part of being able to do back-to-back long days. And this weekend was my first test of that. So far so good. It'll be interesting to see as the miles really start to ramp up during the week, and then longer on the weekends, how my body reacts to it, adding this type of regimen into it, but so far so good.
Yeah, recovery's huge, right?
Yeah.
And one of the big things that I was interested to hear is last time you said you lost some weight, right?
I did,
throughout the
yeah,
training?
I lost about 20 pounds.
20 pounds,
Yeah.
okay. Would you say, I mean, not all of that was good weight, right?
Correct, yeah, no, it was, some of it was good, some of it, it was a little too lean.
Yeah.
So it was really hard to keep a lot of calories in because of how much I was running.
Oh, man.
So it'll be interesting to see if I can keep that balance this time.
So thus far, have we lost any weight?
No.
Okay.
No, which is very surprising.
So I know a lot of runners go through this, right? So they're packing on them, especially these long distance runners. They're packing on the miles, but they're not necessarily eating enough, or if they think they are, it's not the nutrient dense things that they need to make sure we're preserving the muscle to protect against that catabolic effect that running and the added stress is going to potentially have on your body. So let's go through these supplements here, Mike. Again, they're kind of split up into categories. So these are Mike's pre-race, pre-workout supplements. We have 2. We have Hammer Nutrition's Race Cap Supreme and PhD's Glycodurance. So Mike, again, these are designed for pre-workout, pre-race. When are you taking them?
So usually my regimen during the week and most weekends is 5 a.m. up. First thing right when I do, they're right on my bathroom counter, walk in, take them right away, and then kind of loosen up a little bit for usually it's like a half hour, 40 minutes prior to my run. Gets me enough time to let that digest a little bit and
Sure.
wake up and get my body moving. But right first thing when I wake up in the morning, walk into the bathroom, that's the first thing I do.
Okay, so yeah, a lot of these products they'll suggest you take like 30 minutes to an hour before, so you're kind of right in that sweet spot, that window. Have you noticed, now 5 a.m. is early for anybody, right? And energy levels at that time, it can be very difficult to get up. Have you noticed like a sustained energy through your run, before you run, does it take a little to kick in?
The funny story is this first day after we taped our first video, the next day when I took this, it was I noticed an immediate difference, and since then, it's been a difference where I've had more energy throughout my run, not necessarily right in the beginning, but as it goes and towards the end of it, I've had more energy, but I've noticed it more energy throughout the day.
Right.
And we talked about that a little bit prior to doing the video, is the energy level throughout the day has been better, and for me that's a great thing because as doing 10, 15, 20 miles in the morning with 4 young kids, my energy level, I don't get naps. Right. So it's got to stay consistent, and the interesting thing was this has allowed me to keep that energy level for the most part through the whole day.
So it's very interesting to hear, and I see why. I'm glad to hear it's working for you in that way, because especially this one here, the glycodurance, the cluster dextrin. It's a very, very rapidly absorbed carbohydrate, but it's released very slowly throughout the bloodstream to provide that sustained energy. And they're actually using this stuff now to curb cravings throughout the day, control appetite, and again, improve energy levels all throughout the day without the spike or the crash. So I'm happy you're seeing the the effects on both ends when it comes to this stuff. So we like this. We're going to keep it going.
It's working good so far.
We're going to move to this next middle kind of clump of supplements here. For all intents and purposes, these are Mike's daily supplements. Now, they all do different things, but we'll just highlight these. Now, number one, Super Pure's turmeric. This stuff is fantastic, 100% whole food, again, very bioavailable, but big anti-inflammatory. The next one here, what do we have? We have innate responses, adrenal response. Again, as Mike tacks on these miles on his body and having 4 kids, running his own business, this guy is about as stressed as can be. You definitely want to get this under control, not just for athletic purposes, but for life purposes, really. So this is going to be huge for addressing the adrenal glands and that potentially chronically elevated level of cortisol that could happen if we don't take care of that. Number 3, we've got Pure Synergies vitamin, multivitamin for men. Again, I love Pure Synergy. I think I made that pretty clear in the last video, and just about every day to anyone that comes in here, love the company. 100% whole food, real fruits, vegetables, herbs, organic. Again, very bioavailable, and for lack of a better word, I guess when you take this, your urine is not going to change color. You are getting everything in there. Is fantastic. Again, Mike hopefully can attest to that here.
That I can. It's been pretty interesting, I'll tell you that.
Perfect. The next one, Vital Choices, or Vital Proteins Marine Collagen. Again, we carry the beef, we carry the marine. You can even do your own chicken. Collagen out there, they're all great. The marine, again, they say the particles are a little bit smaller, so a little bit more readily absorbed, and it does encourage the collagen you already have to actually repopulate itself. So this is something we recommend to all athletes, pretty much anyone, anywhere. Huge anti-inflammatory, but especially to athletes and endurance runners. Then we have Vital Choices krill oil. So as opposed to fish oil, which again would not have been a bad choice, I prefer krill simply because it's very, very high in astaxanthin, and it's got a very, very concentrated dose of EPA and DHA. So from an athletic standpoint, I like this one, but you can't go wrong with krill, cod, skate, or fish oil. They're all going to do you well. And then last one here, Pure Synergy Super B Complex. So the B complex, most of us are deficient in Bs. They deplete quickly, and it's really big in converting food to fuel. So it's really big in the energy production category, which, as we know, any endurance athlete, especially one with 4 kids and his own company, definitely needs. So Mike, let's go through some of these here. How are these working for you? You can kind of cherry pick them out. I guess, are you taking them all together? I guess.
Yeah. So to go back to your first question, when am I taking them? Usually when I get home from my run, 7:15, 7 o'clock. This is the first thing I do just because it's there. I leave them out in the kitchen, and it just is accessible like that.
Sure.
So usually get them all out, get them ready to go, and take them right then and there. First thing in the morning, and then I'll mix a jug of water and throw the marine collagen in with that, and kind of drink that throughout the rest of the morning. So take them first thing right when I get back from my run, just because it's fresh in my mind, and then if I try to do it later in the day, I usually forget. So
yeah.
It's been interesting going from taking really nothing to this gamut of pills. Has been a change for me just to take them. I don't mind taking pills, there's no issue with it, but it's just the mental memory of actually doing it. So it's been a little bit of a routine for me to get back into doing that. But overall, the biggest thing, and it goes back to being able to bounce back and run multiple days in a row, especially putting on miles. I have noticed a significant improvement in my joints and how I'm able to bounce back. I might get tired, my legs might be tired, but I'm able to bounce back. I'm not as sore, which is a huge thing for me. I don't know, I'm attributing it to this because I've never Before, when I was taking it, that wasn't the case. I would get pretty sore. My quads would get pretty sore. My joints, my knees would be pretty sore. But now I feel, I do still get sore, but it's a lot less than it was prior to taking these. So I feel, especially the anti-inflammatories are really helping with my body just taking care of itself a lot better.
So it's good to know that this is 6 years later.
Right.
You're less sore in your training than you were when, in theory, you were younger.
Yeah, back when I was 31, it's okay. It's all right, 30, I guess. I have noticed a significant difference in the amount of soreness I have, even early on in the training. Last week I only did 35 miles, but Saturday I did 10, Sunday I did 10. Friday I did 10, Saturday I did 10.
Okay.
And I was not sore. So
I love it.
I was tired, but I wasn't sore. There's definitely a difference there. And,
Of course.
So for me, that's what I've noticed a big difference of.
Very nice. Now, one thing people always ask is the marine collagen. What does it taste like? Tell us a little bit about that.
I'll say it's not an acquired taste. It does take a little bit of getting used to. The first time I took it, it has a little grainy to it.
Yeah.
And that's normal. Obviously, if you open and look at it, it is grainy. But I mix it just with water. We'll put a little ice in there, some ice water, mix it in. Usually let it sit for maybe 20 minutes, and it dissolves, and then it tastes normal.
Right.
So it took me a couple days to figure that out. So that would have been helpful prior. But no, I mean it doesn't taste bad to me. It has a little bit of a different taste to it, but it doesn't really affect me.
I wanted to see what your tolerance was like.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I've had worse.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. So we love the collagen, and the marine is one of the first ones that we'll point to. And a lot of people are saying, it probably doesn't taste that good. It is unflavored, but like Mike said, it is granular. So you do want to mix up, shake it up, but it's definitely not bad.
No.
Right?
No, it's not bad.
And for the benefit you're getting, well worth it.
Yeah.
So this stuff is amazing. All right, let's move on. So the last two we have here, kind of designed for post-workout, one of them especially. The protein Mike's taken every day, whether he works out or not, which we advised, because he wasn't getting enough in to begin with anyway. So he is doing a grass-fed whey protein, so we've got him on pro mixes. Are you taking the vanilla?
Yeah.
How's it taste?
Good.
Yeah,
no
so
problem.
everyone loves
Better
this
than
stuff. Mixing these two together, just make a very mediocre drink. No, so he's on the Vanilla Pro Mix grass-fed whey, and then we also have him on Trace Minerals Post. It's called Clean Post Workout. Again, loaded with electrolytes, but a lot of those trace minerals that deplete when we go through intense exercise or endurance exercise like Mike is. So Mike, tell us a little bit about these. When you take them, how do they make you feel?
Again, I'm a big routine guy, so I like to do things first thing in the morning, get them out of the way. So everything kind of you see here is right when I get home from my run. I'll take my pills. I'll mix my marine collagen, and then I'll do this. Actually, take the pills with this. That way, I knock this out while taking the pills, and then make a protein shake and get on with my day. So again, for me, it's just getting into the routine of doing it every day, and I found that 7 a.m. Right when I get back from my run is the best time for me to do it because it's there.
Yeah.
So it makes it a little bit more convenient for me. But yeah, I mean, no issues again, and feel again. I think the combination of everything that we have been going on has contributed. I can't say that this specific one has increased me by X because it's hard to tell. But I think the program in general and the way I'm feeling and my energy levels and the way my body's reacting has definitely had an impact on how I feel throughout the day and the next day and continuing on with the training. So I'm excited. I'm really happy that we were able to do this because again I'm excited to get to September 9th so I can take a couple days off.
Yeah, right. No, so I think you said it best, and thank you for allowing us this opportunity to kind of share your story, with the world, really.
Yeah.
But I think the big thing to take away is, this stuff all kind of works together, and it's one thing to fuel yourself for your workouts, for your race, which we're doing. But for many of us, if we were running, upwards of 10 miles a day in the morning, come 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, we're probably hitting the wall, right? Like most of us do, even when we don't run those miles in the morning or get that workout in before we get to work. And you're saying that, because of a combination of this or some of these, particular ones, I don't know, but because of some combination here, your energy levels, not just while you're running, working out, but throughout the day are better,
Yes.
right? They're more
Yeah, very
consistent. And your recovery from one workout or one run to the next is better. So, in theory, you should be able to run more if your recovery is better, right? So we're getting more miles in, feeling better in general, which should definitely help us as September 9th approaches.
Yeah, and I think that's the point is the energy level throughout the day. That's the one thing, and I think that the next day after I first started taking, I texted you and said, hey, this is amazing, and it's that's been the biggest impact for me, because again, my energy level after running on a Saturday for a long time, by 2 o'clock I'm done, I'm ready for a nap, and sometimes that's okay, but sometimes life just doesn't let us take naps. So it's nice to have that sustained, and to be quite honest, a lot of what this has done for me too is I'm not as hungry. So I haven't had the snack binges, because again, when you're burning that many calories, it's very easy for you to lose sight and lose track of how much you're eating, because I'm just having this or that because I'm hungry, I'm snacking, but I haven't had those cravings as much throughout the day, especially going into the evening. So I'll eat my 3 good meals, and I have a snack or 2 here and there, but it's not anything prior to this, being able to control how much I put into my body versus just eating everything and anything. So
I think the big takeaway here too is, this stuff is impacting not just, on the pavement or on the trail, but also in all aspects of life, right? So I'm sure your wife appreciates the increased energy, right? Helping out with the kids.
Absolutely.
No naps, right? No, but again, thank you for taking the time here. So this is our second installment. We're going to keep doing this every couple of weeks to track Mike's progress. He's going to keep ramping up the miles here every week. So, he's going to be putting a lot of pounding on his joints, his knees, his ankles. So we want to make sure we keep him feeling fresh, get that inflammation down, and keep his energy levels up. So we will check in a couple weeks. Thank you.
Take care.